9 Plus Us presents the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Baseball Together podcast, Baseball Family. This week, we decided not to do a new episode for you, but because it's the end of the year, we thought we'd compile every rundown that we did throughout the entire year. So you can look back and reminisce a little bit on some of these interviews and some of the guests and guest hosts who we've had on the podcast. And we look forward to getting back to everything for you next week. But in the meantime, sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy. Today we are joined by a special guest. We have Armand Rosamilia. He is an author, also a member of the IBWAA. So we're going to get into some of that later, but we're going to start right now with the way we treat all of our guests, with a rundown. So, Armand, first question for you, sir. What is your quest?
My quest, we won't do the Monty Python thing.
That's the point.
And I could probably still do the whole damn thing from memory. My quest is to continue to live my dream of being a full-time author.
Very nice. Very good.
Next question, Armand. What is your favorite color?
Red. No, blue.
Very good.
That's the best answer we've had, actually.
I feel like he's the first person to get it, Brig. I don't think anybody else has gotten it.
Yeah.
Up to this point.
I'm old though. I'm going to be 51 soon. So I've watched that movie. I don't know about 1,000 times as a
Join
kid.
the club.
Very appropriate.
All right. So we know you're into metalhead. Who would you hire to write a heavy metal song about baseball?
As much as I'm a Red Sox fan, I think Scott Ian and the guys from Anthrax, because they're huge Yankees fans, but they are definitely baseball. They're definitely baseball fans.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a great answer. As a Yankees fan, I will affirm that. But speaking of the Red Sox, if your favorite team were a beverage, what would it be? If the Red Sox were a beverage.
The Red Sox were, it would have to be something red. A Bloody Mary.
You just got to get over it in the morning, right? Yeah.
Right. especially the year they just had, yeah.
Yeah, I would think
right.
so.
Yeah.
With what you're used to. What is the name of your yacht?
So the name of my yacht. So this is funny because I actually have an answer here. It would be the Goomba, and I'm going to tell you why. Because my dad, when The Sopranos first came out, he swore that was the name of Tony Soprano's yacht for some reason, and it wasn't. But he was arguing with my mother for like an hour about it, and I finally just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna Google this, and it was totally wrong. But I always remembered he thought it was the Goomba for some reason.
I love it.
That's amazing. So you'd call yours the Goomba. Fabulous.
Right.
Awesome.
What's one of the unchecked items on your baseball bucket list?
I have never been to a bunch of stadiums, but I would love to go to Dodger Stadium. I've never been out there. I'm not necessarily a Dodgers fan, but I would love to go and, hang out with all the celebrities and leave by the seventh inning.
Just like the rest of them. Doesn't that break one of your rules, though? I was listening to your audiobook, and like I said, we'll get into more of that later, but I believe you said you don't leave until the last out is made.
You stay to the very end. You stay to the last pitch. Doesn't matter what the score is. Doesn't matter what's going on.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that.
All three of us nodding emphatically.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're like, yes.
For sure. All right, another item that I thought was really cool is your Red Sox room. What is your favorite item in your Red Sox room?
Oh, there's so many. I think one of the best items is we have a really cool bat collection now that we've gotten from players over the years. And I think the cool one is a guy that you probably never heard of. He had a cup of coffee with the White Sox, but with catcher Adrian Naito, and he gave us one of his bats, but he gave us one of his White Sox bats, which was pretty cool. So it's signed by him and everything. But I thought that was a pretty cool.
That's
thing.
awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, your last question in this rundown: who would be the most feared baseball player ever if they were a zombie?
Big Poppy comes to mind. I mean, he's a pretty big dude. Or back in the day, Dave Stewart with that stare. That he would be pretty intimidating as a zombie.
I could see it, eyes glazed over, a little milky, and still the stare into the middle distance. Yeah, you're right. That's a great
I do have a
answer.
follow-up. I have a follow-up for that, though, real quick. Would his bigness be quite so intimidating as a zombie? Because he probably wouldn't be quite so big, right? Like, you'd have the height, but you wouldn't have the girth. Is that true?
Yeah, he still have that look, though. I mean, it's all about that stare.
Yeah, there it is.
Even as a zombie, he'd have that stare.
All right.
Yeah. Well, you're the resident zombie expert. We just had to get that out of there.
Yeah. All right, Armand, you made it through the rundown.
Well, I think you made it safe to the base, actually. That's perfect.
I think so. Excellent choice of answers.
Baseball family, we are so excited to bring you another one of our interviews. We have a guest today. Alan Snyder is with us. He's in the house. Alan, how are you?
I'm doing so well. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome. And for those of you not watching the YouTube channel and listening on the audio, he's an O's fan. He's wearing his Orioles t-shirt.
Oh, baby. I got my Orioles shirt on. I got my Orioles hat on with my 2012 postseason stamp on it. Doesn't even say wild card or winner, just says postseason.
Just try to keep it as close as possible. So we're going to kick this off with what we do every time. We're going to do our rundown, and we're going to see if Alan gets caught in the rundown. And then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll jump back into more conversation. So, Alan, first question we ask everybody on the show. What is your quest?
What is my quest? My quest is to make the world a better place, one laugh at a time, one smile. I told you I am a doctor of physical therapy. I know I'm a doctor, surprisingly, with the stash and everything. But honestly, this world has problems. I don't care what side of the wall you're on, what you're doing. I try to live every day to the fullest. One of those, not a glass half empty. Make people smile, help people in this world. If we all paid it forward just a little bit more, the world will be a better place.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, awesome.
That's a great quest. So, Alan, what is your favorite color?
Oh my God, lime green. Oh, don't get me started. I don't know if you can see I'm not a gamer by any stretch, but watching the video, you can see I have this lime green chair. If I showed you, if I took the computer in the other room and you saw my place, there's a lot of lime green. It is silly. My tennis shoes, I have shirts, I have my work stuff. I made my whole business plan around the color lime green.
Amazing.
It's got me this far.
I picked up on that listening to your podcast, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But next question. If you could have any piece of baseball memorabilia, what would it be?
I would have the 2021 World Series Baltimore Orioles trophy. That's what I would want. Now, I mean, I'm just saying, something that hasn't happened in a while, something that hasn't happened in my lifetime for baseball trivia. I'm not one of those guys with signatures or autographs. When I meet a person that's famous, a lot of times I'll just kind of say what's up, tell them I'm a fan. I'm not that type of a memorabilia type of guy. I have and I'm from Baltimore, so I have a Ravens helmet. It's not signed by anybody. It's fine. I have jerseys and stuff. I would want something in the future. I work in healthcare. I don't ever want to work for the Orioles. But if there was a World Series ring or something like that, I would want to earn it, though. I would not want to buy it. I'm not a buy sports memorabilia type of guy. That's my own personal craziness.
No, that's awesome. That's good.
Maybe
you've never had anybody answer in the future, though. That's unique.
That's original, but it's also not real. So maybe I should have said 2027 or something in my lifetime would have been preferred.
You don't have to be realistic with hopes and dreams, Alan. Come on.
Wait, 7 years is not realistic for any team?
No, it is. I'm saying you don't have to be realistic.
Well, clearly not if I want the Orioles to win the World Series.
All right, speaking of the Orioles, let's stick with the Orioles for a minute. If they were a drink, what would they be?
Oh, so being from Baltimore, this is an easy one because we have a signature drink there. It's called an orange crush. It's essentially orange juice. There's vodka. I think they put some orange soda in it, maybe some Sprite. And then you can even make it into something called a whipped crush where you add whipped cream flavored vodka or something. So like that's one of our signature drinks. What would they be? We actually have a signature beer, which is something I wanted to share with you guys, is because if you go to Baltimore, to the stadium, to the city, the signature beer is something called Natty Boh. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. Natural Bohemian beer is the signature beer of the Baltimore town. And I picked one up the last time I was home because it's pretty cheesy here. Mr. Boh is on the can. Natural Bohemian. Now, it's football season, so this is obviously Ravens colors. It says take it to the house because Natural Bohemian beer, which is absolute terrible beer. You get like a 24 pack for $12.99 is brewed in Wisconsin. So why is it a Baltimore beer? I have no idea. But at the stadium, there's always a guy walking around who's like, Natty Boh, who wants a Natty Boh? And you drink it because that's what you do, but it's absolute swill. It's terrible. I'll be drinking that for the show.
You're right. I'm glad you saved it for this.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where's somewhere in no, I'm gonna skip that one. If you could design your own baseball scented candle, what would it be the aroma? I know it'd be lime green, but what would the aroma be?
Well, that would mess with me. I couldn't have a lime green color and then have it completely not match. As far as the scent goes, when you're talking about baseball, there's nothing better than the smell of a new glove. I know I'm sure you've definitely heard that one on the show before. That's not going to be original because you don't want it to be the scent of like new cleats or a jock strap or something. But like a new baseball, I guess, has more of a smell, but there is nothing like a new glove. I've played my whole life. That the oil, the smell of that leather. I mean, I'm definitely that person who's in the field and, every now and then I'll smell it. It's actually, that's probably a cliche answer, but it's like the old debate between what's better, the sound of the crack of the glove or the crack of the ball on the bat. And you can go back and forth, but there's no other right answer when it comes to baseball. The smell of the glove is by far the best.
It really is.
Bingo.
Like every year I get my glove out, the first thing I do is smell it. It's the very first thing I do. I love it. And I used to, every time I was running out in the field, stick my face in it just to smell it. Even like as a catcher, I'd stick it straight over my mask and just get a big old whiff. Yeah. No, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. Let me rephrase. That's the correct answer.
It is. I mean, I haven't heard a better answer than that. Like
no.
At a baseball stadium, I don't know if there's any more smells I want to have.
There's a lot of options. Not all of them are great.
It's true.
Nice.
All right. What's one thing on your baseball bucket list?
So like every dude in this world, I do a baseball trip with my guys. It's the Jewish law firm of Snyder, Goldstein, Rosenberg, and Friedman. None of us are actual lawyers, but if I told you that those were the four people on a baseball trip, you'd be like, which law firm sponsored this? So we do a trip around, and we've been to many of the stadiums, some old, some new. And the plan for the last 4 years was Tokyo 2020. And we have been talking about doing that. And obviously, before it didn't happen, two of the guys bailed on the trips because their wives didn't want to go. And I was like, well, who cares about them? So it's funny because as we started looking into baseball Olympics, it got real tricky with costs, with getting tickets. Somebody said, what would be actually cooler? Why don't we just go do a Japanese baseball stadium tour? And I was like, I will see the Hiroshima Carp any day of the week. Like, that sounds like it would be way more fun, actually, because we haven't been to spring training, but we can do that. We haven't been to some of the stadiums, but we can do that. I think Japanese baseball league would be like the once in a lifetime. Like, I'm not going to go do it a second time. So that is probably my bucket list. That is something that has to happen before I kick the bucket.
Yes. Wow,
Nice.
That's terrific. What is the name of your autobiography?
My autobiography would be like, what'd you just say? With like a question, an exclamation, a question. I really like that punctuation, completely incorrect, because I kind of live my life in that zone of like a question. No, he meant to say that, but did he? I have to be professional with what I do, and I am always smiles. I've been in like one fist fight my whole life when I was 10. I'm always about love. I'm always about smiles, but the shock value is really high up there for me too. And I am that guy who just always, I say what I'm thinking as long as it's good intentions. I'm never trying to hurt somebody, although I may say something that is offensive. Of course, 2020, you got to be real careful what you say. And sometimes I put my foot in my mouth, but that's kind of one of those things where I'm with my friends and, I snap people's heads very frequently. And I'm the guy who's jovial. And, in the sport, I played sports my whole life, and I'm not always the best player on the team. But as long as you're good enough and you bring something to the table as far as making it more fun for other people, you'll always have friends. You'll always have something to do. And I've never really thought that out loud. But, yeah, what'd you just say? Yeah, I like that. That's good.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
All right, Alan, I've got to know, what's wrong with Joe Buck?
I actually don't hate Joe Buck as much as some people. I get it. Like, he grew up. Here's the thing. What is wrong with him? I was really getting annoyed at, what was his hair last year, or the teeth, or did he do facial hair? But that man works hard. I get it. He grew up where it was gifted to him. He had the dad. The dad had the voice. The dad is one of the most famous people to ever call a game. He was just given everything. But that man works hard. That man is very good at what he does. I could do with less the football stuff where he's the Cowboys. And I want to know what his real voice sounds like, because there's no way he goes home to his wife and he's like, "What's for dinner tonight, honey?" Like, there's no way he talks to her. I'm a big fan of the UFC, and Bruce Buffer calls the UFC and is like, "It's time." He has his own podcast. He sounds nothing like that. Not even close to it. His voice is actually pretty raspy. I have a feeling Joe Buck's real. Like Bob Costas, I bet you he is that way all day, every day.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Bob Costas sounds like he does. And, I'll ever have a place in my heart with his pink eye situation of 2010 or whenever that was. That was great.
12, yeah.
But as far as Joe Buck goes, he's doing it, man. And I really do appreciate how hard that man works. I don't have a lot of problems with him because there's not many other sports announcers that I would be like, I would rather see that person calling every Cowboys game with Troy Aikman. Like, I think he does a good job. I really do. Brad, what is your problem with Joe Buck?
I don't have a problem with Joe Buck. I'm doing an investigation to find out what people do have a problem with Joe Buck.
It's jealousy. It's absolutely jealousy.
It has to be. That's the only conclusion I came to.
Yeah, and look, you guys have a podcast. People don't realize how hard it is to talk, to keep the game going. Who is that guy, the guy who got fired this past year, the Cincinnati guy, or he was calling the Kansas City game?
Yeah.
To his credit, that guy didn't miss a beat. He was apologizing. I am so sorry. And it's a long fly ball. That is hard to do. That's a really hard thing to do. Calling a baseball game, especially being the play-by-play. Same thing, like what's the baseball show with Hank Azaria? I don't know if
I was just going to say it was a very Brockmire
moment.
Yeah.
That opening scene, while that is the funniest thing that's ever been done in the history of anything, do you know how hard that is to do, where you're telling this story and painting a picture and spilling your heart out? I mean, Brockmire, God bless. I thought the rest of the show went downhill, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that first episode is life-changing.
Oh
that first 5 minutes is was the very best part of the series. I watched that over and over again.
Crying last.
So funny. Yeah. I kept waiting for another moment like that, but it never came.
No, I gave up after the first season. I couldn't do it.
But, yeah.
All right, so this is an age-old question for us. What's your go-to fourth-inning snack?
I'm a sucker as far as the wherever I'm at, whatever stadium I'm at. Like, I'm not a big snack guy. To be honest, I'm usually drinking my calories. But if I'm going to get a snack or a food, I'm that sucker who, especially nowadays with smartphones, you can just Google where the food is, what the signature food of the stadium is. And I'm like going to go get whatever they offer at that stadium just because you're there. YOLO. Do we still say YOLO? I guess we still say YOLO.
We do. We're saying it now.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've been out to Seattle before. I've been to, I guess it was Safeco at the time. I had an Ichiro. Why not? You're there. Yeah. I'm not going to be back there any other time. Why not? So if I'm going to have a snack, I guess. In Baltimore, around Camden Yards, which I don't know if you guys have been to, there is 1 million people outside selling 1 million different things, and you can bring it all into the stadium. You show up with a $20 bill and a shopping bag, and you just fill it up with peanuts and anything you want, just no glass. And I guess I'll go with the like peanuts if I'm doing a stadium that I've been to a million times and I can bring it there. I guess I'm a sunflower seed guy too. But if I'm at a stadium or somewhere I've never been, I'm gonna opt for, whatever the stupid thing they're offering that's overpriced. Like I've had a Dodger dog. It was horrible, but I did it.
Yeah. You got to do it.
That's like
right.
what that on the vein of the Dodger dog. That's like what Jerry Seinfeld says. He's like, the line between sucks and great is so thin. It's like the dog is overcooked. It's been boiling for hours. The bun is stale. Did it suck? But was it great? Yeah, it was great. So
I've been actually to Dodger Stadium twice. At the second time, my friends who had never been were like, "We're getting Dodger dogs." I was like, "I'm getting pizza." I already suffered that thing one time.
Been there, done that. All right, our last question for this rundown: what is the square root of Chris Davis?
God, overpaid, however much that is. The square. Wait. Do I have a chance of doing K-Ris Davis, or are we talking about Crush Chris Davis, like my guy?
Your guy, Chris
Your
Davis
guy.
with the C.
The square root, whatever he was taking that was helping him. I don't know. That was. Oh, that guy is like built for quadruple A baseball, and then he started taking something, and then he was in fuego for 2 years in a 3-year span because there was that middle year where nothing happened. But it was great, man. It was, oh my God. I would give my firstborn for 7 more Chris Davises in 2014.
Yeah, he got popped for Adderall, and I was defending him. I was like, the dude's got ADD. Give it to him. And then it turns out that not really, that it was helping him. So I was like, oh yeah, no. But I totally get what you're saying with the 4A baseball. I was a big Mike Zunino fan when he was in Seattle, and I was like, he is a 4A All-Star. 4A All-Star, but he can't make it the bigs, and that's what Chris Davis has turned into.
Yep.
We still had those years though, and oh my God, they were great. I don't know your guys' history as much, but just for us, I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it, but the joy that I had for those couple of years, and I guess we didn't really even talk about it, but I live in New York City. Like, I'm on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I go to more Yankee games than anything else, and to go to Yankee Stadium and to just celebrate Oriole home runs is like nothing else. I mean, it's beautiful. 27 World Series. Guess what? Home run. How you doing? Say hi to your mother for me.
Say hi to your mother.
We have a special guest with us tonight. We have Jewell Young, actually somebody who I met through the Rays community because of we talk every week about Rays Energy. He and we're part of a Rays group on Facebook. So welcome, Jewell. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Great, we're happy to have you. So we're going to give you the same treatment we give all of our guests. We're going to go through the rundown and see if you can handle it. All right, you ready for this?
Bring it. I'm ready. Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, your first question. What is your quest?
My quest.
Mm-hmm.
My quest is to, I guess my quest is to help not educate, but let everyone know about baseball, just to keep them updated, to let everyone in on the know, and just for baseball to spread, the love of the game to spread, the love that I have for everyone else to have.
Awesome. Next question. What is your favorite color?
It's gonna have to be Seahawk Navy and Seahawk bright green.
Ooh, Brad
Very
is
nice.
excited about that.
I am excited about that. I do love those colors.
And the Mariner teal.
Yeah, the Mariner teal is very nice. The Seahawks lime green, like I really like it a lot, but I do not like the lime green uniforms. When they go all lime, it's too much. It's too much.
Too much. I agree.
Yeah, too much of a good thing. There is such a thing. All right. If your team, the Seattle Mariners, same with mine, were a beverage, what would it be?
Mountain Dew.
Oh my
that
gosh.
was fast.
Oh
Dude.
my.
Dude.
You gotta be kidding. I literally went to the gas station right before this and I got a Mountain Dew. Like
2 Ps. Holy smokes.
See, I
Unreal.
knew you were both heathens. I just knew it.
Oh, come on, Brig. You're just jealous. Not our fault.
Must be a
you're
Northwest
fans.
thing. All right, go ahead, Brig.
Next question is, if you could name your dog after a baseball player at any era, it doesn't matter who it is, what would you name your dog?
Griffey.
Oof.
That is the
Maybe-
correct answer.
Maybe Edgar, actually. Well, no, Edgar's not a dog name. Griffey.
You could name him Bone. Like Jay
Oh, no,
Buhner
okay.
Bone.
I guess you
Dog
can go
Bone. I don't
Buhner.
know.
I would, if I was gonna do Jay Buhner, I would just do Buhner.
Buhner, that yeah. I think it's probably the right way to go there. Bone is too much of a dog pun to be a good dog name. I think you've got a valid point there.
And then I think of Brett Boone. You know,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need Brett Boone.
No.
we don't need all that. We don't need all that.
We don't need to bring him in. Good choice. Griffey, I like it. Okay. What is your favorite fourth inning snack?
Ooh, if I'm in the fourth inning, I've already probably had too many sunflower seeds, but I still have them. I'm not really into peanuts, but I'm probably going like a cotton candy or a lemonade.
Very nice. Follow-up question real quick. How do you feel about the garlic fries at T-Mobile?
Out of this world. They shouldn't even be allowed to serve them. They're that good.
They're the best. I say it all the
keep
time.
hearing this.
I'm
I keep
always
hearing
talking
this
about the
from
garlic fries.
Brad. He's
They're-
raving
they're-
about them.
Yep.
Brig, you gotta try them. They just don't have them on the East Coast because you guys just can't do it like us. But
It's true. It's
Yep.
true. But I'll get out there one day and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
I heard
What
Wrigley has
is
some
your-
good ones too.
What's your favorite baseball life lesson or parallel to life?
Favorite baseball life lesson by far is patience. Kind of letting the life and the game come to you. Something I've always learned. That's like one of the biggest things I took from the game is patience. And just applying it because if you're watching the game, you got to be patient. If you're playing, you got to be patient. You got to and just be ready to attack when the opportunity's there. So I would say between those, that's it.
Awesome.
Solid.
Like that. It's solid. Yeah.
What is the name of your yacht?
Ooh, man, I would have to go Kingdom.
Nice.
Kingdom.
That's a good one.
If you could grab a piece of MLB memorabilia, what is it? What you grabbing? For money's not an object.
Ooh, I want to say I want to grab that $65,000 Babe Ruth signed baseball Costco had, but no, I'm going the ball that Felix used when he tossed his perfect game.
Oh,
Solid.
brilliant.
That's really good. That is really, really good. I like that.
Or Ichiro's last hit, or the last bat he used in Japan.
Yeah. That would. Oh man, I don't even know how much that would cost. That would be unreal. Anyway,
I'll
all
settle
right.
with a cleat.
What's that?
I'll settle for a cleat from either one of those guys. you
Even
know?
like a single spike, not even like the shoe, like a single spike.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
All right. When it comes to hats, snapback, fitted, or flex fit.
So I have a problem with flex. No flat bill, no fitted. That's not me. I hate flex fit because my head is between a medium and a large. And so I have to do that thing when you roll, I have to roll up the back for it to fit, to like stay in
Yep.
place. So I
Yep.
do snapback, but I have to wear it at an angle because again, my head's won't fit.
I get it. Somehow, as I've aged, I've gotten to the point where my hats don't go on straight, like naturally anymore. I don't know what it is. And nothing makes me crazier than a crooked hat, especially on my own head. So I have to like put it on and then like center it, either look in the mirror or feel the sides of the bill,
Yes.
And oh man, I don't know what it is. Like as I've aged, I don't know if my head has changed shape or whatever, but yeah, it just doesn't go on straight anymore. And it drives me insane. Absolutely insane.
Agreed.
Okay, last question. What is your Korean baseball team of choice?
Oh, Korean. Kia Tigers? Are they KBO?
They are.
They are.
Ding,
Nice.
ding, ding.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good. It's the wrong
That's a good
answer, but
choice.
you got one. You got one.
You got
My first thought was Rakuten Eagles because Tanaka just re-signed with them, And that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the latest NPB KBO thing that I've seen. And so I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Rakuten Eagles.
No,
Yeah.
we both decided that we were going to be Dinos fans, and the Dinos are the champs. So that's the right answer. But no, we'll give you credit for Kia Tigers. That's
The
perfectly
Dinos are
acceptable.
where that's where Sungbum Na plays,
Yep.
right? Nice.
Yep, that's right. Yep, that's this hat that I have on is a
Oh,
nod to the NC Dinos.
Welcome back, baseball family, to yet another installment of the Baseball Together podcast. We have an exciting interview to bring you today. John Moore is in the house. He's with us here. Say hi, John.
Hey guys, what's going on?
We're really excited to have John here. We're going to let you get to know him in just a minute. But first, we're going to see if he gets caught in the rundown. So, John, our first question for you is, what is your quest?
My quest? Oh my gosh. My quest as far as baseball or general life?
Whatever you want, John.
Golly, hard-hitting questions here, man. You guys are journalism majors, aren't you? Good Lord. My quest is a happy, long. I'm very happily married. I'm a lot older than you youngsters. Been happily married, got a wonderful wife, 3 wonderful kids. I just hope everyone stays healthy, and get them grandkids. And I got my oldest one married off. So that's my quest, and see as much baseball. You know what? My quest, my wife and I have a quest to see every major league ballpark in America, along with minor league ones. And we're pretty well on our way. We've seen a few so far.
Wow.
Nice, that's a great quest. All right,
Thank
follow-up question: what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue. Blue.
Mhm.
I'm partial to orange too, but blue. Yeah, I do like blue.
Next question. What is your favorite position to watch or focus on during a baseball game?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm an old school guy. I really like a good pitcher's duel, and a catcher, and watching a catcher call a game. So that's probably the most. I'm a big defender of defense too. So I like all of it, but I guess a good pitcher's duel is really exciting to me.
Solid.
Agreed.
Yeah, we're all about pitching and defense, small ball here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. I was a catcher growing up, so I watch catchers all the time. Love it.
Yeah.
Love pitching. If your team were a beverage, what would it be?
A beer.
I'm
sorry,
that's the Rangers. Is that
I'm
right?
sorry. Was that too soon with that? Let me say it again. A beer.
Now, are we talking a Bud Light, or is this something on the IPA spectrum, or are we...
I tell you, I like a local blonde brew from anywhere you go. If there's a local beer or local brewery, I will go in and get your blondes. I'm not a big IPA guy. The dark beers they don't settle with me right, and it just gives me the belches and everything else. So a good blonde beer from any local brewery, my wife and I are usually on board. We love them.
That's wonderful. That's great. Which Texas Ranger throws the best parties?
The best parties? Let's see. I would have to say in all time or like on the current roster.
Ooh,
Let's do
that
both.
is your
Let's do both.
discretion. Yeah.
I think all time from I don't know if you know this, you guys know this or not, but there's a former major league player named Jeff Fry, and he hosts a podcast, and I'm his producer. And the stories I've heard about him and all the different guys we've had on, sounds like Jose Canseco, the former Ranger, probably threw the best parties. Jeff Holst was on the other, or David Holst was on the other night. He played for the Rangers and the Brewers for a few years, and he talked about when Canseco was with the Rangers that he flew him and his wife out to Florida to stay at his house so they could play golf and beat A-Rod. And Canseco was always going out. So it sounds like that guy would probably throw the best parties on the team today, probably throwing the best party. I guess, golly, I would probably guess, I would probably say someone like Elvis until he got traded. So Gallo, I've seen Gallo. We've seen Gallo go to a couple things and have a couple beers, maybe Joey Gallo.
Now, are we playing golf and beating A-Rod?
He
or
did.
Are we playing golf and beating A-Rod. Like,
yeah. I think they meant they shot a better score than A-Rod did. Is kind of because
I just
he
felt like it should be clarified there.
Especially with Canseco.
There's so many people on both sides of that argument. You know, I just.
Oh yeah.
That's a good follow-up, Brig. I appreciate that. All right,
Thanks.
John, when it comes to hats, are you a snapback, flex fit, or fitted kind of guy, or are you a dad hat guy?
I am a see on ball caps. I kind of like I do like the fitted hats, the flexible fitted hats. I really like those. I don't really care. I'm not old school with the ones that sit up high on your head. I just like a good, and I forget what they call them now, where they look like they're kind of worn out and used. I really love those hats.
Yeah.
But here's what I am. I'm a guy that thinks if you're gonna wear a ball cap, you wear the cap straight on your head, you wear it straight ahead and do that. I coached for a little while with little kids. And I said, when you walk off the field, you want to put it backwards, do all that. I do that too sometimes, but when you're on the field, we're all going to have our hat straight on.
Mhm.
I like to bend the bill a little bit, the flat hat, and that's not my thing, but that wasn't my thing growing up. That's a new thing now. And I'm getting used to it, but I don't wear the flat hat. I always always bend the bill a little bit.
So what's your favorite fourth inning snack then?
My fourth inning snack is probably going to be either peanuts. I like to go get some peanuts or popcorn to go with my beer usually.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like anybody who can eat popcorn in public is brave, because I find myself just like handful after handful, like I'm never going to get it again. Just like, so that's like the one food I will not eat in public.
Well, so I'm credentialed media for the Texas Rangers, and they provide free popcorn. So it's really a pain because you just can keep going back and just sitting there at your computer, just doing
They're
this
big
the whole
spenders
time.
down there in Arlington.
Oh yeah, they're big. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, John, which current Texas Ranger could you strike out?
Could I strike out? Ooh, current Ranger. It's got to be a pitcher, right? So you got to think of a pitcher that you might could strike out. So
yeah,
God, they're all athletic. I would say on this team, God, they'd probably all take me yard. It wouldn't even be a problem. Let's see. If I had to pick one on there now, maybe you're looking at someone like they just brought in this guy from Korea named Yang. He looks a little pudgy. Maybe I could, try to run him inside and see if I can jam him up or something. They're probably all going to take me yard. I think if I aired it out, even at my younger days, I might top out at about 71 or 2. So
right.
I'm probably just tossing batting practice.
That's great. That's great. So my next question for you, John, is will Chuck Norris be throwing out the first pitch at a game in the new stadium this season? And if so, how long will the catcher be on the injured list?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if he's ever done that. Being he does live in the Metroplex, I think. Doing that. If he goes, I don't know. We got 3 young, tough catchers down here in Texas. Chuck might be in trouble. What is he, 75 now? Something like that.
That's right.
Probably still do the splits.
Yeah.
Not fair.
All right,
Nothing
last one.
Fair. He can gurgle peanut butter. So
that's right.
All right, last one for you. What is your favorite memory covering the Texas Rangers?
My favorite, so covering them, I've only been doing it for a few years now, and I was there. So if y'all don't know, we have a brand new stadium that we just built, a big indoor stadium. And I was at the very last game of the old stadium, and after the game, media is allowed on the field. We were down on the field, and I was standing right there at home plate when they dug up home plate and did this whole ceremony. A lot of the old Rangers, when I was growing up, were there, and they took it across over to the new stadium, which was still in the process of being built, but it was to take home plate and put it over there. That was an amazing time to do that. And probably the first game I ever got to attend as media was pretty cool. I kind of kept my mouth shut and my head down as it was brand new doing it and following around. Now I'm good friends with all the TV and radio crew and all of them. I've gotten to know them now, but back then I was just kind of like a deer in the headlights and making sure I didn't say anything wrong, basically.
Yeah.
That is 100% the experience of the first game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was in the press box at a Twins game, and Torrey Hunter came walking through because it was the weekend he was getting initiated into their Ring of Honor. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then like, everybody else was there. You had Rick Aguilera and a bunch of other Hall of Famers and stuff. I just mind my P's and Q's. I understand that.
I do have one story that's really cool. So in the old stadium, and this is, believe me, I'm an old Ranger fan. I started back in '74, the first game I ever attended, and this was the old Arlington Stadium. And then they built in '94 the stadium that we just left. And so my first year in the press box, back behind where the press is, there's a room where you go eat. They put out a buffet dinner and you eat the dinner, and all these tables to sit at, and they have soft drink machines and all of that. No beer. I guess in the old days used to be beer, but there wasn't beer. So you could go get a soft drink or whatever. So I'm going to get, the Orioles are in town, and I go running over to get a Diet Coke, get my Diet Coke refill. And as I'm sitting there, I'm doing it. Somebody bumps me, and he turns around. No, he was in front of me. That's what it was. He was in front of me, and I was just kind of looking at my phone, getting ready to get it. And I couldn't see who it was. He was in front of me on the machine. He kind of runs back. He bumps into me, turns around, grabs my hand, goes, "Hey, man, really sorry. I'm sorry about that." And I'm like, no problem. And I look, it's Jim Palmer. And he's like, and so I'm putting it on. I go, Jim Palmer just apologized to me. I cannot believe it. And he was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, man. Yeah, you could have spilled it all over me, and I'd be okay."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back with me. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Shop kids' baseball shirts at 9pluss.com.
Today we are joined by Matthew Rollins of Anchor Bats. We're here in the shop. We've got bats everywhere. We've got machinery, and we're very excited. This is fantastic. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's been great. So before we get too much into the bats and the business and everything, we like to give all of our guests what we call a rundown. A little baseball thing for you, or it's just rapid fire random questions. Most are baseball related, others are not. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, a little nervous, but let's go.
All right. So first question we ask all of our guests, what is your quest?
Make a difference. I would say that. At the end of the day, we can do bats, we can do whatever we want to do, but life's short. Just make a difference in whatever you do. So
awesome.
That might be the best answer we've ever got.
Yeah.
So we can cut it and just.
It's the end. No.
Thanks for joining us.
Question 2, Matt. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Is it a specific shade of blue? Are you a navy guy or?
Yeah, no, maybe a little bit in between navy and royal. I don't know. I can roll with any kind of blue.
Any blue.
Yeah, any
cool.
blue.
Down with that.
All right.
Cool. All right. If you could make a bat out of any non-traditional wood, so forget ash, maple,
birch, even birch.
Right? Yeah. What would you make a bat out of?
Oh man, that's a great question. There's some, I don't even know the actual name of it, but there's some wood in Hawaii that's really, really awesome. Every once in a while they'll do it with specialty guitars. I would think something like that, and just keep it a very natural look. It's got kind of like a rosewood look to it. I'll have to look it up, but I didn't think I was going to ask that kind of question. So I didn't know the actual species name of it.
A lot of good figuring, natural figuring. And
everything. Yeah. It's really neat.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that is.
Next question for you. When do you think MLB will start allowing players to have personalized and customized bats on the field?
Like every day, not just on Players Weekend, but every day.
Never.
No.
Never. I mean, anything could happen, but with the current regime, I see there being absolutely never that it would take place. I think it's going to take a major cultural shift for anything like that to start taking place.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when you started to say anything, I thought you were going to say anything fun, MLB immediately shuts down.
Yeah.
Rob Manfred shuts it down. That was like the first thought I had.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
All right. You're a celebrity guest on a game show. What is the game show?
I would say I would like it to be Jeopardy, but I would lose. Maybe Wheel of Fortune. I would say Wheel of Fortune. I grew up watching both of those.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a sentimental value, but, I like that. But I would also be down for, like, Amazing Race or something like that.
Okay.
If that falls in the technical game show category.
Yeah, I think
but
I'd say so, yeah.
that would be fun, and you can win $1 million.
Yeah.
Can't beat $1 million.
Exactly. that would honestly, that would be the only driving force. So I wouldn't want to do it for any other reason.
Right?
Yeah, chasing the money.
Building bats in a 2-car garage, chasing the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So, which pitcher, current MLB pitcher, are you going to take yard?
Like, that's a tough question. I would like to say someone throwing really hard and just flat.
Yep.
Because that gives me the best chance, maybe after seeing a couple pitches, to luck up and square one up. But maybe if that's not the case, I would say, I think I could do okay with Chapman. He throws pretty straight.
Yeah.
He throws hard. You know what's coming for the most part.
For sure.
And then if not, maybe a guy like Hendricks with Chicago.
Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, like I think I could handle him all right.
I think most guys are taking Hendricks yard these days anyway. So.
Yeah, I saw opening day, and it was just, I don't know. I mean, most time he has more movement, but he was pretty flat.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
all right, if baseball was an ice cream, what flavor would it be?
I would say vanilla because it's pretty bland,
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, I mean, it tastes good.
Yeah.
It does the job.
Mm-hmm.
You get full from it, but there's not too much swag or anything out there with it. So I would just go with vanilla.
But it's still refreshing on a hot summer
Yeah,
day.
yeah. No, it's great. Listen, I love vanilla. I'd eat it every day.
Yeah.
But, it's not extreme by any sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? Vanilla is my favorite flavor. Maybe that's why I like baseball so much.
Yeah, there you go. They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
All right, the last question we have for you, Matt. If we want to know what milestone in baseball's future do you want your bat associated with?
Wow, that's another good one. I would say one of two. Either it to be used by, if there ever is a guy that hits 400 again, that would be really cool.
Oh, man.
So I think that would be, a awesome one. If you got a guy that's hitting a lot of home runs, it gets a little bit more notoriety as well. So, if somebody challenges Bonds with making a run at it, that would be cool as well. Yeah. So I'd kind of one extreme to the other, like either a guy hitting a lot of bombs and or a guy that goes 400 for the year.
Amazing. Do you think we'll ever see 400?
Golly, I don't. I mean, well, you know what? Maybe if the game's mentality starts to change a little bit from just exit velo and launch angles and a lot of the stuff that's with it today. And I'm not against any kind of technology that's being utilized, but I think it's taken away from a lot of the game. And guys are maybe more concerned with like what a spin rate, what was my spin rate today, rather than like, hey, you lost the freaking game. So
yeah,
just figure out that kinesthetic feel of what you were doing before you knew what a spin rate was. And I think it's a little bit of a learning curve right now that players and organizations are going through. Yeah, that's another long topic, but organizations have really started. We've noticed that even just in our outside but kind of inside ability that we've had with the game, just so much has taken place because we get asked the question, well, like, hey, what can the exit velo be off of one of your bats? Or I'm like, I mean, you're the one swing, like, yeah. So there's
how strong are you?
Yeah, so there's a lot of like questions that were being asked that we were never asked before. So it's an interesting dynamic for sure.
Welcome back, baseball family. We have a really exciting setup today. We're here with Timmy Hines and Houghton Flanagan of the Greenville Drive. They are joining us today with Brad, obviously, and we're in the same room again, which is exciting because he's usually in Arizona.
That's right.
We're in Greenville, South Carolina right now, and we're going to talk to these two fine
Well,
gentlemen.
Brig, I think you left out an important piece there. We're not just in Greenville. We're at the Greenville Drive Stadium.
Well, you're right.
We're
sure
sitting
are.
in a suite. I feel like I'm getting a VIP experience right now.
Well, you are a VIP, Brad, so that's
thank you.
probably why. Awesome. So, as always, we do a quick rundown with our guests. We're going to give you 5 questions each. They're absurd and mostly a lot of fun. And you ready? Question
Let's do
1.
it.
Timmy, what is your quest?
I think that question was probably easier like 5 years ago before I really know what I was getting into. But it depends on the organization, really, like on kind of how far I want to take it. When I first started out, I wanted to be a GM, whatever it took. But now I kind of like the operation side of it. Just kind of every day is something new. So if I'm with the right organization, then I'm pretty happy on what I'm doing now. But again, it depends on the organization. So if I'm in the right position to be a GM or an AGM of a minor league team, I'd love that. But I think when I first got in, I really wanted to be in Major League Baseball eventually. But when you're in minor leagues, I feel like, and you guys love minor league baseball, but it's so much different than Major League, and also you kind of have your hand in so many different things. So I don't think I'd ever go over to the Major League side after experiencing the minor league side.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Houghton,
Yeah.
what's your favorite color?
Favorite color is red. I grew up, first sporting event I ever went to, grew up in Raleigh when I was, elementary school age, and big Carolina Hurricanes fan. My dad was from upstate New York and a big hockey guy, so yeah, it's stuck with it since I was 7 years old type of thing.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Timmy, what is the name of your yacht?
Oh man, I mean, working in minor league baseball, I don't think I'll ever experience that life.
In a kayak, you can,
What's the name of your kayak? There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. If I had a yacht, I'd have to name it something masculine, I'm sure, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
depends on where you're taking it out. The Caribbean, Florida coast,
Salt water, fresh water.
Yeah.
Do you have a stand-up paddleboard? That's big around here.
Yeah.
All right.
Buckner. Call it Buckner. Is that cool?
That's a strong name.
It's strong.
We'll go
Well,
with
that would have to be like some kind of
After Billy or what?
Well, I was gonna say you sit on a paddleboard, right? Between your legs.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
There's,
that works.
unless there's a hole in it.
Yeah, it's
That'd be a problem.
That would be. All right, Houghton, what is one item on your baseball bucket list?
Baseball bucket list. Surprisingly, been working at a Fenway Park replica for 5 years, but have yet to attend a game at Fenway Park. So
Okay.
that is on the list. A little trip to Boston. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. But yeah, catching a game at Fenway is on my list.
That's awesome.
Join the club.
Yeah,
I think
same.
it's on everybody's list.
Yeah.
I've been there once.
Have you?
Yeah.
Was it a magical experience?
Yeah, I mean, the park's so old. I remember walking behind home plate, and it's so narrow that, like, if someone's walking towards you, you have to, like, wait for them to go by you. That's how tight it gets.
Wow.
Because, I mean, they built that park, well over 100 years ago?
Yeah.
So, it's not the same as it is now. But, yeah, it was amazing. I got to sign the pesky pole.
Nice.
Right
That's
field.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, follow-up question, Timmy. If the Greenville Drive were a beverage, what would they be?
I think they'd be $1 beer, wouldn't they?
It'd have to be, yeah. Depends on the year, a PBR,
I mean that in a good way, though.
Yeah, yeah.
We pride ourselves off of affordable family fun, but what speaks to baseball fans more than a cold beer on a afternoon,
Cold beer on a Friday night. Is that how that goes?
That's how that goes.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, whoa.
There you go.
You whipped that out.
I did.
Jeez. Brad never listens to country music.
No, I
Blink
don't.
182 is the closest to country music he's ever come. So.
Yep.
Yep. Speaking of chicken fried, that's the one of the new changes in the stadium for this year. Is
Okay.
we've got a dry branded, essentially Chick-fil-A type of place.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the new concessions changed there for this year, so we're excited for that.
That's very cool.
Really cool. That's really cool.
Did you rip off their sauce too, or?
I don't know if we got to the sauce yet. I'm sure it's some sort of honey mustard type of,
Yeah, we have our own sous chef, so maybe he'll have his hand in that one.
That's really cool. You have your own sous chef?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I think we'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna need to.
Yeah. All right, Houghton, real quick, what is your ideal piece of baseball memorabilia?
Ideal piece of baseball memorabilia would have to be probably a Chipper Jones signed bat. I'd have to say. I mean, if we're going too deep into it, or however, expensive or no price tag type of thing, something, obviously game used bat, from a World Series game, from any of those '90s Braves teams would be awesome.
That's awesome, Timmy. Same question.
I think my first memorabilia that I got when I played baseball when I was young, I was probably 12 years old, and we won the city tournament, and we all got to take some dirt from the field and put it in like a genie bottle type thing and cap it, and that was pretty cool. And then since then I've been able to collect some dirt from some minor league fields, and I think that's pretty cool because it's so unique.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that. Would you display it in a special way, or?
Yeah, I used to. It's at my parents' house now in Cincinnati, Ohio. But I used to have it on my bookshelf at home.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
very cool.
Houghton, Houghton, I got it for you. I wanted to know your team, not necessarily the Greenville Drive, but your big league team. If they were a beverage, what would they be?
Beverage, Braves. I'm gonna go. What's something that breaks your heart and lets you down? I guess a Bud Light on a dark, rainy night.
a lukewarm one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Room temperature Bud Light.
We have had orange juice and toothpaste. That's,
really?
Yeah.
That's actually the Red Sox.
Yeah, it was. It was. I know. It's terrible. Let's see. Last question, right? Timmy, I want to know if you were going to name your dog after a baseball player, any baseball player, current or former, what are you naming your dog?
How about Pokey Reese?
All one word, Pokey Reese?
I guess you have to. I mean, it's such a good full name, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe the middle name, right? If it rings with Hines, I don't know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Grew up a Reds fan. I think that was probably one of the most unique names growing up. And then the way he left baseball was kind of bizarre. I don't know if you guys knew the story, but he signed with the Mariners his final year, and then he never showed up to spring training, and they haven't heard from him since then. So
wow,
but
he
was kind of off the wall kind of guy too. So it wasn't too surprising. But yeah, that's the first name that came to mind for sure.
That's awesome. Cool.
We are joined today by Thomas Zipperer of the No Redeeming Qualities podcast. Welcome, Thomas.
Howdy.
Thanks for joining us today. All right, so we're going to do the same thing we do with all of our guests.
Yeah.
We're going to treat Thomas with a rundown.
Okay, here we go.
It's going to be awesome.
First question for you. What is your quest?
Like in life?
Just what's your quest?
What's your quest?
Okay. My quest is to tell the greatest story ever told. Right now that's the Bible, but I'm gonna top it. So
yes.
I like it.
Supported. All right. Thomas, what is your favorite color?
Purple, actually.
Oh,
it's royalty.
Wow.
It used to be illegal. It used to be illegal for non-royalty to own purple things. So all my bed sheets are purple and my drapes are purple. So
that's a good reason.
That's great.
That's a great reason to wear purple. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. If the Houston Astros, for those who don't know, that is his team.
Correct.
If the Houston Astros were a beverage, what would they be?
oh goodness, I would say probably a St. Arnold's. A St. Arnold's beer. If you're not familiar with what that is, that's a local Houston brewery.
Nice.
And they've got just one of the St. Arnold's.
Would there be a particular style? Are we going malt forward? Are we a hoppy type experience? Probably really bitter, I would imagine.
I prefer a nice dark beer. I'm not a big IPA guy. Like hops are just I don't know. I don't get the appeal.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. If you were going to name your dog after a player, current or former, what are you naming your dog?
Oh, Bagwell, Jeff Bagwell.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, there's no hesitation.
Yeah.
There.
No, there was none.
No hesitation. Yeah.
So do you
Pretty
have a
much,
dog
yeah.
named Bagwell?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't
no.
have a dog.
Yeah,
I don't.
And we'd like to meet him. That's awesome.
What is your ideal piece of baseball memorabilia?
Oh man, are we talking like something specific or?
Yes, the most
Okay.
specific.
And cost is no issue.
Cost is never an
Okay.
issue.
Well, before the cheating scandal, it would have been a 2017 World Series ring. But now that that's been tainted, I would settle for either the 2005 National League ring champion or the 2019 one, because I guess that's less sullied.
Accurate.
I really so badly wanted you to say a trash can from 2017.
I am so tired of hearing about trash cans.
I bet you are.
And you know what's oh sorry, we'll finish the rundown.
We will, but we're going to get into
Okay,
that.
sorry.
Don't worry, because you need to get on your soapbox a little bit. It's good.
I do.
All right, my question for you is, if you could assign a flavor of ice cream to baseball itself, what would it be?
Oh goodness. You know, as much as I love baseball, it would have to just be vanilla, because baseball just like it just can't help itself. It just has to be like they get like it's the only sport that punishes personality. So yeah, vanilla.
Yes.
We had this very same conversation not 5 hours ago.
Not even vanilla bean, not French vanilla.
Nothing with
Not even like it's got to be the big plastic jug with the handle that you get.
That's the Bluebell. Like you've been eating it since you were 7. It's like in a Homer's all-purpose 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, once you're eating the food by the bucket, that's when you're.
You got a problem. You got a problem.
Fantastic. Okay, Thomas, what is the name of your yacht?
I'm sorry, say that again. It broke out.
What is the name of your yacht?
Oh my oh goodness. Gosh, I don't know. I've never actually thought about having a boat. You know what? I would score brownie points, and I would call it I would name it after my husband. I would call it the John boat. There we go.
There you go.
That will score me some points.
Yeah. Yeah. You got.
That's how I can justify buying the yacht. Or maybe get after him.
Yeah, maybe we could settle for a kayak. It's easier to swallow a kayak. It's smaller, it's more affordable.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a friend who has a boat, so I don't ever need to buy a boat. So
nice.
There you go.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Don't buy a boat, make friends who have boats.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like solid life advice. So we have a couple of guests on the show tonight. We've got Mike Shapiro and Jim McCurdy of the Pioneer League, and we're hoping to discuss with them all the ins and outs, as much as we can anyway, in the time that we have, about what it takes to run a baseball league, how the teams are decided upon, and we got a lot of questions. But as you know, we have to get them. They got to get caught in a rundown, so we're going to hit them with some questions right now. Mike, the first question's yours. What is your quest?
Well, at the age of 70, my quest is to see some grandchildren someday. Who knows? My second quest is to see the Pioneer League become reaffiliated with Major League Baseball in some form or another. And I would say my third quest is to shoot my age. I shot a 78 the other day, and I'm aiming for that. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah,
that's what I shoot on a par
awesome.
3. All right, Jim, the next one's for you. What is your favorite color?
Boy, it's changed over the years. I think maybe a blue, maybe something of this shade. Don't you think? What do you think? Is that's good?
That's good.
Yeah.
This is reality TV type.
That's right. Mike, if you were to describe Nomar Garciaparra in one word, what's the word you would use?
I love the explanation to his first name. And many people do not know that Nomar was named Nomar because he didn't want to be called Ramon. Nomar is Ramon spelled backwards.
I did not know that.
You come to the ballpark to learn something new every day.
Wow. Woo. I had no idea. That's amazing.
You asked the right question.
I mean, we could walk off with that, but we won't. Jim, next question for you. What is the maximum allowable age to bring a ball glove to a game?
Well, you'll have to ask someone older than I.
Oh, really? I guess I'm answering that question. I'm not older than you are. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe
slightly younger, yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Mike? What do you have an answer for that question? I don't see.
No, there is no maximum age.
No maximum age. Yeah.
No.
This is a hotly debated topic in our age group.
No, you bring a glove, you get a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine some 80-year-old dude coming without a glove and a line drive is coming at him? Sorry, you got to have the glove. You got to flash.
We should require every person to bring a glove to the ballpark, probably.
I agree.
Yeah, you got to flash the leather.
Yeah. Well, and that sets up one of the conversation topics that we have primed for later. So we'll table that for a moment. But okay, Jim, since you avoided that question, I'm gonna hit you with this one. How would baseball be different if the Brooklyn Dodgers had not moved to California?
Perhaps the Salt Lake Club would still be in the Pioneer Baseball League.
Ooh, interesting.
You know, that reminds me of something that I heard when I went to a mediation conference at Harvard, if we can go in this direction.
Go ahead.
Gorbachev had been there the month before and had been asked a question, and one asked him, how do you think the world would be different if Nikita Khrushchev had been assassinated instead of John F. Kennedy? And what do you think Gorbachev's answer would have been?
I have no idea.
That's a terrific question.
He said, I don't think Ari would have married Ms. Khrushchev.
Okay, I will answer Jim's question yet again. So there's an interesting theory out about that. If the Dodgers were able to get the city of New York to put up the money to keep Ebbets Field or to build them a new ballpark, and the Giants as well, they would not have moved west. The Mets would not exist. However, the next team that was likely to move west because of stadium issues and market problems were the St. Louis Browns, who became the Baltimore Orioles, but they would have gone west. And who would the second team have been?
The New York Yankees.
No.
Philadelphia?
Huh?
Philadelphia A's?
The Philadelphia A's. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another thing, though, Branch Rickey had his eyes on the Continental League and was going to bring in San Francisco and LA and so forth. And part of this move was to cut the heart out of the Continental League idea by taking the large market. So maybe you'd have had a competitor league that would have become a third.
Very interesting. And, you know, that's a question that we've had on our list for a long time that we always ask people just to throw them off balance. That's the first time we've ever had an actual answer. And that's tremendous. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You haven't had Mike Farrow on your show before.
That's true.
Probably never coming back either, Jim.
Have you talked to ESPN or anybody, Mike, about
what's that?
Have you talked to ESPN or anybody about it? I mean, I think Jim Bowden and others are, you know.
I'll talk to anybody.
I think you need to show.
We'll call them.
We can syndicate it right here, right? You know?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
For sure. Yeah.
We'll do it together.
All right, next question for anybody who wants it. This is a free for all. Besides original, what is the best sunflower seed flavor?
Well, I'm a ranch guy. I don't know about you, Jim. I don't see you spitting a lot of seeds these days, but
I'm a natural guy.
yeah. I'm a ranch guy. I can go ranch. I like natural, but I can go ranch.
You know, I used to not think I could go ranch, but apparently we did a blind taste test with seeds, and apparently I love ranch sunflower seeds.
I'm just telling you. I played up until the point they had ranch, and then my kid, when I stopped playing ball and my kids started playing ball and they're spitting seeds, I'm going, no. You're violating a prime rule of baseball. You can't go outside of original. And they said, look, Dad, you need to adjust with the times with respect to a lot of things. But notwithstanding, they threw some ranch at me, and I have to say, I'm good. I'm good with ranch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. For a baseball purist, I'm good with ranch.
Do you have a seed company that'd like to, be a league-wide sponsor or something in the Pioneer Baseball League?
We would love to do that. My favorite sunflower seed producer is Biggs. They do, I think, the best job in the business. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Brad disagrees.
David. Well, okay, sorry. I was thinking Spitz. Spitz to me is the worst. I do like Biggs, but David to me is
I'm
like
a David guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question, I'm going to give both of you an opportunity to answer this as well. If baseball were an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
I would go Oreo cookie and cream, because that includes the diversity of baseball. It's just the sweetest game there is, and I just can't get enough of it. How was that for an answer? That was pretty patented answer.
That was passionate.
I like that answer, but I don't know. Cherry Garcia.
Cherry Garcia.
You guys know Ben and Jerry's from Vermont, right?
Yeah.
Well, we ought to be getting
Cherry
some
Garcia
ads on the show. We're spinning a lot of products.
We are.
I know it. Yeah, you would think we would get more with the way we do these things. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, I've got another one for both of you. If the Pioneer League were a beverage, what would it be?
Well, I would start off because Jim needs to take some time to think through these things, but I'll jump in and say RC Cola. It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's steeped in history, but it's not given its due for how wonderful it is and how refreshing it is and how different it is. And you know what? It's an old classic, but it never lets you down. Top that one, Jim.
The old classic I remember, maybe it was just a Southern drink, was in a smaller bottle, and it was called Grapette. You can Google it.
Okay.
Grapette?
Grapette.
Grapette.
I remember it from as a kid. RC Cola was awfully sweet compared to Coca-Cola. So there's Dr. Pepper, which is a Southern drink as well.
Yeah, but the Pioneer League's not in the South, thank goodness.
No, but RC Cola's not there.
No, but RC Cola, it's a little different than everything else.
It is. Do we serve RC Cola at the ballpark?
Nobody serves RC Cola.
Can you still get it? I haven't seen it. Can you still get RC Cola?
I don't know. I mean, frankly, I didn't like it as a kid either. But
No.
There's a lot of things I didn't like as a kid that I like now.
right,
though.
but now,
And Mike, who was your favorite band during your upbringing a few years behind me? Was it Big Brother and the Holding Company or?
My favorite band of all time, at least, so now Jim's asking the questions. My favorite band of all time was the Allman Brothers.
Ooh, nice.
Southern
rock.
They like RC Cola.
Yeah, love the Allman Brothers.
You can tell it with their music.
Jim,
Excellent.
same question to you. What's your favorite band of all time?
There's a singer. In fact, last time I talked with him, he was living in Jackson Hole, just over the mountain from Idaho Falls, where our club is. A lot of people come from Jackson over to see the games, and his name was Tom Rush.
Oh my God, I love Tom Rush.
He was up in your country, Mike.
Oh, I used to. Well, when I was in college at Georgetown, I worked in a nightclub called the Cellar Door, a classic place that when you want to look at some music history, check out the Cellar Door. And Tom Rush was a regular there, and he did Jackson Brown's Child Song better than Jackson Brown.
Wow.
And Tom Rush was one of my favorites.
No, he did these days as well, probably better. But can you believe Jackson Brown was a teenager when he wrote that song? Don't confuse me with my failures. I have not forgotten.
I have not forgotten them.
To say that sort of stuff.
I wrote a book, and that was, you sometimes you put the quotes in front of the prologue, and I use that line. What was it? Don't remind me of my failures. I have not. Don't confront me with my failures. I have not forgotten them. What a great line.
These guys are young for this, I think. Isn't that right?
Well, man, I can't believe you like Tom Rush. You're the
I met him in Austin, met him in Spokane. I said, Tom, where are you living now? He said, I'm in Jackson Hole. I said, how did you get to Jackson Hole? He said, I just woke up there one morning.
Well, he hung out. No, I can tell you probably a lot of the connection was through a lot of people wound up in Jackson Hole in that area. All of them were kind of that genre of Colorado singers that ultimately, all came like Pure Prairie League and ultimately the Eagles, but they all were following John Denver, who was a big Aspen guy.
Anyway. Yeah, and John Denver, there is a group from Spokane where I live, by the way, that grew up. They were Gonzaga Glee Club people called the Chad Mitchell Trio.
Oh yeah, they were awesome. That was John Denver.
Yeah, and Chad Mitchell decided to go solo in a Snyder type thing and do cabaret clubs in New York. And so they brought in a guy whose name wasn't John Denver at the time, but it was John Denver to replace him. They also had a person named Jim McGinn that was with them. He played the guitar because the trio did not play instruments. And he joined the Byrds and changed his name to Roger.
Roger McGuinn.
And two rock and roll Hall of Famers, none of them the original.
Wasn't Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know we're far afield here, but wasn't Harry Chapin part of the Chad Mitchell Trio at one point?
I have not heard that, but I will talk with it because we know Chad lives here in town, as does Mike Koblick, who was one of the original Chad Mitchell Trio, and I'll ask him about that.
Harry Chapin was one of the greats.
Oh, yes. And we have, though, in Montana, a great history, if you want to go in this direction. Goodness gracious.
We haven't talked about baseball yet. But.
We talked about ice cream and sunflowers.
Ice cream and music, man.
The margarita guy.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett was in Montana along with, goodness gracious, a writer that wrote Trout Fishing in America, Richard Brodigan. In the group. And they all hung out together. And Tom McGuane, who is a writer, married Jimmy Buffett's sister. And they were all right down the road in Montana. So,
all right, you want to talk baseball?
The None Other Sports Podcast is the home of sports talk for everyone. Every other week, you can catch David and Jason as they talk about all things sports, from current events to classic moments and everything in between. You can find the None Other Sports Podcast on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, and more. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review.
Today we have with us Jordan Skopp of Foul Ball Safety. Now we're going to talk to him about foul ball safety in baseball parks. But first, before we get into that, we're going to give him the same treatment we give all of our guests. He is going to get a rundown. Are you ready, Jordan?
Yeah. Yes. Run it down.
All right, here we go. First question, what is your quest?
The quest is to bring attention to this conversation, to speak to like-minded folks that are really curious to know past and present foul balls.
Awesome. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Correct answer. Very good. All right, Jordan, if your favorite baseball team was a beverage, what would it be?
Cherry Coke.
Okay. Tell us about that.
Well, the Mets are blue and orange, so I tried to combine the colors, and maybe blue and orange become cherry. I'm not an art teacher or a coordinator, so I'm just taking a flyer on that one.
You nailed it. I love it. Now, this gets into some things. What is the maximum age that you think it's appropriate to bring a baseball glove to watch a game at a ballpark?
As a fan, as a recreational spectator, where balls will not be crushing our skull, any age is fine.
We agree. We agree with you on that.
All right.
Excellent. How would baseball be different if the Dodgers had never left Brooklyn for LA?
That's interesting. I would have been staying a Brooklyn Dodger fan because there would have been probably no National League Baseball team newly added. So I followed my father's allegiances with the National League. I was born into the Mets.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So my question then is, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Dad is dead. Dad is a lawyer. He's probably, thinking about me now as I'm thinking about him, and hope his spirits are out there watching what we're doing here. He thinks what I'm doing now is lawyerly like, I'm sure, and he's probably questioning why am I doing this, but I'm thinking like I grew up in the same house as you did, so I mean I inherited some of those skills, traits, thoughts.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
definitely is passed down. I'd say that for sure.
Yeah.
If baseball were an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
Baseball, I'll go with the sugar snack. I'll go with the blue and the orange. Yeah, the popsicles of the frozen section. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Last question. Jordan, what's the name of your forthcoming autobiography?
Yeah, sure. Well, this could be part one of the Foul Ball Safety Now book series, because the story continues as I continue to meet new folks with new stories. So, don't know.
All right.
Don't have it. I haven't gone that far ahead. Nothing.
I think Don't Know is probably a great title for an autobiography.
Don't know. Yes, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
So this is Denise's first time on this podcast, the Big Show. She, like I said, she hosts the North Chicago Baseball Together podcast. Check her out monthly. She does the best job out of all of us, I feel like. Does a fantastic job covering the Cubs. But since this is her first time on this show, we're going to give her a rundown like we do with all of our guests. So, Denise, are you ready?
Ready as I'm going to be. There goes my voice. Sorry. I gotta apologize. I have to explain this really quick. So I did a Tough Mudder over the weekend. So I have softball Friday night, and then Saturday I did my first ever Tough Mudder event. And then yesterday I was at a charity bike run listening to a live band. So there was a lot of kind of talking very loud, singing with the band. So my voice is a little bit cashed today. So it kind of goes in and out. So I apologize if it cracks.
It's good content. We love it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First question. What is your quest?
What is my quest? I don't even know how to answer that. I'm going to have to ask you to elaborate because I'm not quite 100% sure what you mean by that.
No elaboration. What is your quest?
What is my quest? I guess we'll keep it to baseball here in baseball terms. Honestly, to kind of keep improving and I guess training, I guess, but keep improving myself and learning as much as I can, not just about the Cubs, but more baseball in general, like expand kind of my horizons. I know a lot about the NL, but not so much about the AL. So maybe pick
There you
that
go.
up.
Very good. And what is your favorite color?
Purple.
How would you describe Javi Baez using one word?
The first one that came to mind is magician, just because of his nickname. So I'm going to leave it at that.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. What is the maximum allowable age that is appropriate to bring a baseball glove to a baseball game?
You cut out the maximum allowable age to bring a baseball glove to a game?
Yes,
I don't think there's any limit to that.
I agree. Very good.
I'm bringing my glove
What?
to the game on September 10th. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Self-defense. You got to have your glove there.
We're in prime foul ball territory. Yeah.
There you go. What is the name of your autobiography?
Man. I would have to say I don't even know. Probably, I would have to go. I'm just a girl living in a sports world.
There you go. If baseball was an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
Rocky Road.
That's good. That's good. Coming from a Cubs fan. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a celebrity guest on a game show. What's the show?
I'm a celebrity guest on a game show?
You're the celebrity guest. What is
On a
the game show?
What's the show? Jeopardy.
Would you compete? Would you do well, do you think?
I think so. I'm full of useless information.
Hey,
my
join the club.
my dad actually tried out for Jeopardy years ago, and actually I did too. I auditioned.
Yeah.
My dad got further than I did. He actually made it to the final round right before you get on the show, and then he got eliminated.
Oh, that's cool.
I
That's
made
really
it.
cool.
I made it 2 rounds in.
Nice.
But yeah, so I think I'd, especially the celebrity editions, because there some of those questions are a little bit easier.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah.
If the Cubs were a drink, what would they be?
Which version of them?
The current iteration.
Malort at this point. I'd have to go Malort.
I think the best one we had was we had a Boston Red Sox fan said, most of the time it's orange juice and toothpaste. Sometimes it's champagne, but mostly it's orange juice and toothpaste. All right, last question. How would baseball be different if the Dodgers had not moved from Brooklyn?
Well, I don't think, honestly, in my opinion, I think it would just be different divisions, right? I don't think we'd have, a Mets team. And I guess it would depend on where you would throw the Dodgers. Would they have, would they have been in an AL? Would they have been in an NL? Because teams have flip-flopped a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's gone back and forth. The Brewers have gone back and forth. I just honestly, I think it would still be similar. Because Jackie Robinson would still, he still came up before they moved from Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I thinking my history right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So I think honestly, it's just the location. The Dodgers probably wouldn't be the popular then California team. They'd have somebody else, and I don't think then would we have 3 New York teams? Or would they have just stuck out there? Would the Mets not exist? I can't imagine the Yankees not existing, but it'd be nice.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the Yankees not existing. Sorry, Brig. But I don't know if, would we have, I don't think it would, I honestly don't think it would make a whole lot of a difference. I think it would just be the geographical changes.
Yeah, and I've always thought, like, I love asking this question because it does provoke a lot of thought, and I've always thought that, like, there would still be an LA team, they just wouldn't be the Dodgers, and there's the great potential for, instead of the two of the biggest brands in baseball being in New York and then the other being in LA, instead you've got two of the biggest brands in New York, right? Like, how big would an LA team, if it didn't have the Dodgers name with it, that brought everything with it from Brooklyn? So it's fun to think about. I mean, Disney Plus just launched their What If. Maybe we'll start doing What If baseball questions and do whole episodes on it. I don't know. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and I said, I think that's just the point is, I don't think the game itself would be different. I think it would just be who's going to be popular. It's the geographical thing. Who would be popular where, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Today we have a good friend of mine, a guest. We have Andrew LaRose. Say hello, Andrew.
Hey, guys. Glad to be on.
We're happy to have you. We're really happy to have you here. So, like we do with all of our guests, we're going to get Andrew ready with a rundown. Are you ready?
I'm so ready for this.
All right, let's get it going. First question: what is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail, obviously. Whatever that is for me in particular, but I mean, yeah, it's obviously the Holy Grail.
Nice, you got it.
What then, Andrew, is your favorite color?
It's not blue or yellow. It's actually more of a orange. Orange is kind of my favorite, maybe with red. So
there you go.
Awesome.
Probably was talking off the bridge because it wasn't the right answer, but
probably, yeah. A little bit of uncertainty there. You'd go flying.
Fine.
We were talking about that actually last night. We're recording this week's episode that, like, about colors we do and don't like, and orange is one of them that I don't. Purple was the one that I touched on, but I think it's because I used to live in Boise.
It's not for everyone. It's loud, It's a loud color.
Yeah. I really think it was because I used to live in Boise. All that blue and orange.
Oh, and yeah, you're just living with blue and orange up there. So
everything.
Not great.
All right, next question. How would you describe Nomar Garcia Parra in one word?
Legend. This is coming from a Red Sox fan, obviously. So I mean, the late '90s was a special time when Nomar was at his peak. He was killing it, Rookie of the Year, MVP candidate. I mean, I could go on and on about Nomar. He's fantastic. So yeah, legend feels like the right word. And just sad that it all ended up working out the way that he wasn't on that 2004 squad when they actually won the series. Still hurts me for him in that way.
Yeah. I think most people feel that way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Besides original, what's the best sunflower seed flavor?
I'm actually going to go with barbecue. I just am a big barbecue kind of guy, and just I love the taste of hickory, and so when you're just
solid
chewing on them sunflower seeds, and I can still, taste like I'm chomping on a brisket. I think that's the right way to go.
And I think that's the right answer. What is the name of your autobiography?
Ooh, name of my autobiography. Andrew LaRose. The Man Who Loved Many Things, I guess, is going to be the title. So I mean, I've got some love of sports, obviously, which we'll get into. I did theater back in the day. I love singing, like kind of a jack of all trades, as you will, do a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah. The Man Who Loved Many Things.
My guess that you needed the ellipses there. with I guess that should
The,
be in the
I
title.
guess. Yeah, that also
I
needs to be
guess.
included because it's like, well, I'm not sure here, but there it is. This is what I got for you. So, all right.
So how would baseball be different if the Dodgers had not moved from Brooklyn?
Ooh, man, that is a good question. How would it be different? Well, you wouldn't have, major team, the big major team, I guess, in that major market. I mean, you can talk about the Angels, and a lot of people in like the LA area are Angels people, of course, but like, man, just the course of history just feels so different because you think of like the big battles between the Yankees and the Dodgers and it being East Coast versus West Coast, whereas it would just literally be like the Subway Series, with them and the Mets that they had back in the 2000s. And so, yeah, it just kind of feels like it would like baseball would just be historically way weirder, way different if the Dodgers don't go out there. And I think they were one of the first out there as well, and so they kind of opened up that westward expansion, as you will, for baseball. So if they don't prove that you can have West Coast baseball, then maybe you don't have teams like Brad's Mariners, for example.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
Who's my dad? Big Poppy, and he hits dingers.
Yes. His bigness.
Yes.
Oh man, you hit a dinger with the answer to that question.
Yeah, you did.
That's what that was. That one roped all the way out to center field.
Oh yes.
Oh man. All right, last question. Would you sign a petition to have Rob Manfred decommissioned? Because that's a word.
Decommissioned. Yeah,
it's a word now.
Would I sign it? He certainly made some decisions that I haven't loved. That is very true. Enough to sign the petition. I'd have to think about it. The problem is, it's like, well, what would I get instead of Rob Manfred right now?
Yeah.
Is kind of the issue here. Like
The devil you know, right?
the devil you know, yeah, kind of thing. So, I mean, would I be re-signing up for Bud Selig too? So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of.
I'd take him at this point, to be honest with you.
I mean, I would take him over Manfred. That's true. That's true. But like, I would need to know what's in the pipeline before I'm just ready to just sign.
What if it was Bob Costas?
Oh, Bob. Oh, mercy. I love me some Bob Costas.
So like I said, Jonathan, this is his first time on the podcast. I mean, we're going to do to him the same thing we do to all of our guests the first time they come on. He's going to get a rundown. Are you ready for this, Jonathan?
I'm ready.
Okay. As we say, these are mostly baseball-related questions. Some of them are not at all. And here we go. Let's see how you think on your feet. First question, what is your quest?
My quest. Oh. In life, retirement. That is my quest. Finding my way to retirement as soon as possible.
That's a good quest. My dad taught me that 30 years ago, I think. Work your way to retirement. He's still not there. Next question. What is your favorite color?
Oh, favorite color. I'm a big green fan.
Big green, like the hat.
Yeah. About this color green.
Yeah.
Goes good with the red.
I like it. Is there a maximum allowable age that is appropriate to bring a baseball glove to a professional baseball game?
I believe 18 to 80 does not matter. You can take a baseball glove with you to any game. For one, the older you get, the slower your reaction time gets. The glove helps.
The thing that's funny about that is we ask a lot of people that question, and everybody always says there is no maximum age. Doesn't matter. Bring it. Got to protect yourself, right? And for some reason, there's this whole machismo thing. No, you don't bring a baseball glove to the game. They're not going to call you out of the stands to play. Just catch it with your bare hands. Like, no, I use
Do
my
you know
hands to
how many
work.
times that I've had balls that are coming in to the seats, and I'm like, I can totally snag this, but if I break my hand, I'm not going to be able to work.
Exactly right. And I think it was like the second episode that we ever recorded. I was like, think about this. You're out in the outfield. The ball is 105 off the bat. You think you're going to be able to catch that by the time it reaches the stands? Simple physics tells you that ball's coming in at about 100 miles an hour, and you're not going to catch that barehanded. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. But good answer. I like it. Next question. What is the name of your autobiography?
Oh, the name of my autobiography. The name of my autobiography would be What I Should Have Done the First Time Around.
Nice. I like it. A little bit of revisionist history in there. That's good. That's good. Creative. I like that a lot. That's good. All right. If your favorite team, the Washington Nationals, correct?
That's right.
Was a beverage, what would they be?
Ooh. What's your favorite beer?
Oh, I don't drink beer.
You don't drink beer?
No.
Sorry. What's your favorite drink?
I have a Diet Mountain Dew right here with me.
It would be a Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew.
That's what they would be.
They're your favorite drink?
They are.
There you go. That's good. I like it. Besides original, what is the best sunflower seed flavor?
I'm a big barbecue fan.
Have you ever had barbecue and pepper together?
I believe so. That's another sleeper, though. Just the pepper, the pepper sunflower seeds. Oh, those are good too.
So the combo is next level because if you like steak, that's what you get. It's a steak flavor with the barbecue and the pepper.
Yeah, that's
it's a good way to go. What brand of barbecue do you prefer?
What is it? David's.
I'm a David's guy. Yeah.
What's the other big brand? I cannot.
Well, there's Biggs, Spitz or Trash.
I think Biggs reaches too far sometimes with their flavors, so that's why I really stick with David's most of the time.
David's really simple. They have their hot jalapeno, which is outstanding. That's my other favorite one. But I'm all about David Original. That's like I have right here. I have a seed sack. That's what I have in here all day. I just chomp on sunflower seeds all day long. All right, next question. If the Dodgers never left Brooklyn, how different would baseball look today?
It's really tough to say. I think they would probably be the Yankees in a lot of ways, because a lot of the time I believe they would probably have been very successful over the years. Yeah, I think a lot of people would look at them like the Yankees. They'd probably have a lot of championships, and a lot of people would hate them, but they would be successful.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. All right, last question for you. If baseball was an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
Oh, I'm a big strawberry fan.
Like Daryl Strawberry? No, that's solid. I like strawberry. A lot of what we get on that is vanilla. There's nothing wrong with vanilla, but it's vanilla. Like, okay. Thank you for joining us once again for another episode of the Baseball Together podcast, Baseball Family. We hope you enjoyed this rundown of the rundowns. While I'm wrapping things up here, don't forget to jump on the shop, 9plusus.com. Be sure to spell it out, NINEPLUSUS.com, where you can support the podcast by buying t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. We have all kinds of great things. We have stickers on the podcast as well, so you can put a sticker on your water bottle, your computer, your car, whatever you want. Anyway, we have it all there at 9plusus.com. We've got some great stuff, great prices as well. You can start off the new year, like I said last week, with a new wardrobe if you so choose. Anyway, hop on the shop and support the podcast there. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Let us know what you think. If you'd like, you can send some feedback through the mailbag. You can do that with the link in the description in every single episode, or hop on baseballtogether.com where there's a link up in the navigation. You can also watch and listen to the podcast there as well. But baseball family, thank you again for joining us for this episode and for this entire year, making it the biggest year yet of the Baseball Together podcast. We really appreciate your listenership and supporting the podcast in every way that you do. And with that, Happy New Year, and we will catch you next year.